Hey students, welcome back. This is 3-6 notes, but first we must review 3-5, which is type 2. This goes on the left side of your type 2 notes. Remember, if you're struggling, go ahead and use the right side to help you figure that out, and I will meet you down below for 3-6. All right, here we go, 3-6. This is our last type of compounds, last type of naming, and so on. We have one day of notes after this. It's kind of where we bring it all together. So we've got 3-6 covalent notes. This is page 22. Real quick, talk about covalent compounds. Granted, we're going to spend a little more time in our next video on that, but our covalent compounds are ones that share electrons. All right, so they share electrons. Remember, in an ionic bond, right, our ionic bonds were transfer of electrons, right? And in covalent, the prefix co means share. We're talking about sharing electrons. Now, something special in our covalent compounds, just like type 2 was Roman numerals, our covalent compounds are going to use these prefixes. Most of these prefixes you've probably heard before. Mono, di, tri, tetra, maybe, maybe not, but the game Tetris, maybe? I don't know. Penta, hexa, hepta, octa, nona, deca. So we're going to use these prefixes to help people identify that it is a covalent compound, and it also will tell us how many we have of a covalent compound. So it's actually very, very simple. So let's look at our steps here. Put the appropriate prefix on the first element. We are not going to use mono on that first element because it would get very redundant, because there's a lot of elements that or a lot of compounds that have just one element, or just, one as the first element. So we don't put mono on the first one, but we do put the appropriate prefix on the second element, and we put every other prefix on the first element as well. All right, and we do end it in "ide," so that's not new for us. We've been doing that all along. So let's try some examples. And again, I did start us with one that hopefully we've seen before, so it wouldn't freak us out and we'd be like, oh, that's how that works. Okay. So the first thing that we always do is we check our first element. C. Oh, look, we've colored that in as covalent. So that means we use these rules here. So we see it is C. We put the appropriate prefix on the first element, but don't use mono. So we're just going to write carbon in this case. Now, the prefix on the second element, we've got 2 oxygens. So we're going to say di, and then we say ox, and then we end it with ide. So carbon dioxide, that's how it got its name. That's what we are exhaling currently. Okay, so again, let's move down to H2O. Yes, we all know this as water, but it does have an official name. All right, and so we check H. Oh, yep, it's actually colored both type 1 and covalent. So we're going to use the covalent naming conventions on this because that's what we have. And we're going to say dihydrogen because we have 2 hydrogens. And then we're going to say monoxide. All right, because we have 1 O, we still use mono on the second element. Okay. Awesome. Let's roll on and do that last example there. P. Yes, it is colored in as our covalent. So we're going to say same thing, 2P. So we've got diphosphorus. And then we have 5 oxygens, so we're going to say pentoxide. All right, pretty simple. Again, if you want to practice this right away, jump to your homework, hit pause on this, come back to this. All right, formulas are going to be very, very easy as well. All right, we saved the easiest one for this here week because, well, let's be real, they're easy and we're ready for a break, right? So our formulas, all we literally do is use our prefixes to put our numbers in by our symbols. So our biggest key is making sure that we put the right symbols and the prefixes by them. Do not reduce. All right, in covalent compounds, we do not reduce. So let's see if we can't do this. So we've got carbon tetrachloride. Well, no prefix on carbon tells me I have 1 carbon. And then I have tetrachloride. So chloride is Cl. The prefix tetra is 4, so we're going to say CCl4. Boom, just like that. Okay, rolling on to the next one, we have selenium, which is Se. Since it has no Prefix on it, we know it's 1, and then we have dichlorides, Cl2. Awesome. And last but not least, we have carbon, again, no prefix, and then monoxide, so CO. Boom, we're done. All right, see you next time.